Okay, guys, before we even get into the episode, I want to apologize for the audio quality. I don't know what's going on with Anchor, but every time I record, it cuts the audio and somehow it's being sped up. And I can't fix it because I have tried to re record 4 different times and it's still doing it. So if the audio is sped up, it's not my fault and I apologize in advance. This Christmas, I'm wishing for a present that money can't buy. Aaron Townsend has given me a life beyond my wildest dreams, but not even a billionaire can prevent cancer. Now that I'm in remission this Christmas, I'd like a present that is priceless. Spending time traveling with my 5 beautiful children and my husband by my side. But business never goes smoothly, and I don't feel right sharing my request when Aaron has just discovered a traitor in his ranks. There's also another deal that he's keeping tight lipped about, and I can tell that it's important. When our son requests to accompany his father on a business trip a few days before Christmas, my heart sinks. Will Aaron make it back in time for the festive season? And am I silly to believe that he can make all of my Christmas wishes come true? Alrighty, hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the Bibliophile's Bookcase. I am your host, Erica the Bibliophile, and I am back to talk about one of my favorite couples, which would be Aaron and Patience by the lovely Tiffany Patterson. So this was a holiday edition, like a quick read that I really loved. She released it like around Thanksgiving time, but it's meant to be a Christmas book. So we start off in the story with Aaron and Patience. They're meeting with another couple who they the father was hoping to work with Aaron and like they do business together. But the father had his son who was supposed to be friends with Kyle, but he really only became Kyle's friend just so he could get into their house and like snoop around the house and try to find documents in Aaron's office. And of course, they found out about it and they're confronting him. And he's trying to act like he don't know what he's talking about. But it's like, your son was caught in my office on the phone with you while you're telling him what to look for and what files to get. And so he tries to apologize, but of course, Aaron ain't having none of that. If you've read any of the other books with Aaron and Patience in it, he not going for that. So he's like, it's such a shame that your son has you as a father, and you will never do business with our family at all. So you can go ahead and wrap that up, and it's a goodbye thing. And even like Patience said something, and the husband tried to go at her, and he basically signed his death wish right there. But Patience made him promise not to like, please don't kill the man. Like, come on now. Just let it go, just let it be what it is. And so when they go home, the kids ain't there, so they have a little privacy. And I don't think it wasn't discussed in Aaron's Patience, but there's another book. I want to say it's the parents' book, like the Townsend parents, like their book, where it mentions that Patience has breast cancer or had breast cancer. So she had to have surgery and she had to go through therapy and all those type of things. So when they're being intimate, she's self-conscious, so she like covers herself up, and he's obsessed with his wife. So he's like, don't you ever cover up in front of me, don't ever let that come between us. He's like, I love you, girl, please. um and so the whole story is basically, we have a flashback to when her hair first started falling out, and he was at work and he just had this feeling. He's like, I need to be at home with my wife. So he dismisses everybody, walks out on the meeting, and he goes home. The house is dead silent, and he finds her curled up in the bathroom, and she has some scissors in her hands, and there was like clippers on the counter. And he realizes, she was going to try to do it alone. Like, while everybody was out, she was going to do it by herself. And she explains, I thought I could do it, but I couldn't. Um, like, I was just going to shave it all off. And she had bought wigs, and she's like, she was just going to like basically surprise them with it and just go on as normal, because if she acts like it doesn't bother her, then they have no choice but to go along with it. But then she realized, like, if I do cut off my hair, then I have to admit that I am sick, and she just wasn't ready to do that yet. So, and she holds up like one of her sister locks, and she's like, this came out today while I was in the shower. So Aaron, of course, he's like, you my baby. I'm not gonna let you go through this alone. So he picks up, what was it? The clippers, and he just shaves off his head. Like, we're gonna do this together. So then she stands up and asks him to do hers. So he cuts off her hair, and basically he was by her side the whole time. Now back to present day, after that deal fell through with that couple and the son and all that, he goes on to try to purchase a pharmaceutical company, and it's from a man who is like brilliant, but nobody has heard from this man in years. He doesn't speak to anybody, doesn't talk to anybody, but Aaron wants to buy the company. So he's pushing for a meeting with that man to buy that company. And everybody's like trying to figure out, why does he want it so bad, but he's not talking about it. And Patience, she's so busy trying to get everything done for Christmas. Like, she is basically overworking herself, getting all these presents, making sure that everybody's together. And she has a talk with her therapist, like, what do you want? And all she wants is more time. Because with her having breast cancer, it's just like, basically anybody can go at any minute. But for her, it just seems like, I might not always be here. And the twins are older now because they have 5 children. They had, what, Kyle and Kennedy. Then they had the other set of twins. Was it Andreas and Thiers, and then the little baby girl Stassi. And Stassi almost didn't make it because I think it was the same book with the parents when she found out she had breast cancer. No, I think she had the baby first. She wanted a baby, and Aaron was like really fighting against it. So it's like, then after they had the baby, then she figured out that she had breast cancer, and that's what it was. So yeah, so she's like, I just want my family together. The twins are about to go off to college, so I just need this time for all of us together. And what she wants for Christmas is for them to take a trip together, like just to go traveling around the world. But she doesn't tell Aaron that. She's like, there's no way I can ask him to do that. He's always busy. He's running a company. There's no way. So she just, even though that's what she wants, she keeps it to herself. So throughout the whole story, he's noticing that, like, she's not telling me what she wants for Christmas. And coming to find out that the company that he's trying to buy from the the elderly man, he was doing research in cancer, and come to find out his wife had cancer, and he was working so hard because of his wife. So then when his wife died, he's still working on it, but he hadn't been putting his all into it as he once was. And of course, that's why Aaron wants it, so the man will continue his research and so he can help patients. And at first, the man just thought he was a billionaire just trying to throw money at it. Like, you don't really care about this the way that I do, and I'm not just handing it over to anybody. So they come to a mutual agreement, like, we're gonna work together, and he gets to continue his research, doing whatever he wants. It's just that the Townsends own it now. And so now that he got that under lock and key, it's like a couple days. No, it's the day of Christmas. Aaron has her he has her locked to the, like, tied to the headboard with handcuffs. And she's like, "Are you serious? Like, it's Christmas." He's like, "Right. So tell me what you want for Christmas." So he finally gets it out of her, and he's like, "That's all you had to say," which is true. I don't even know why Patience was playing with my man, because all she has to do is basically point, and Aaron makes it happen. And so he already had his resignation typed up. The daddy planned on coming back to the company until he comes back, even if he decides to come back. It's like, I was gonna make this happen for you, baby. All you had to do was say so. So yeah, they take their trip around the world. And then there was also, which I don't know why it wasn't included in the book, but there was like a bonus epilogue that you had to sign up for, and it got sent to you that you could download. So it's like a couple months. No, it's after they take the year-round trip, and Kyle and Kennedy have went away to school, and they're about to come back home for the holidays. And what is it? Stassi, she had been sad, and she had been asking for a dog like for a while. But Aaron always said no. He's like, I don't want any pets. And he finally got it for her because she was so sad about the older twins, or I should say the eldest twins, because Thiers and Andreas are older than her too. But she was really sad about them being away because, they had grown really close during that around the world trip that they took. So yeah, it's just like he gets closer to the dog, even though he acts like he don't like the animals. Him and Patience have sex on the stairs, and everything's right with the world. But I'm always happy to hear from my favorite couple, and this is another one of those quick holiday reads that you love. It's not too long, and I really enjoy it. And I'm always advocating for anybody to read Tiffany Patterson books because they are really good. There's another series. I have to reread it and like take in-depth notes because there's some things I want to talk about. But she is such a great writer. So please go follow Tiffany Patterson where you can find her and buy her books, download her books, and support her. Peace and blessings, my beautiful people.